Hello, and welcome back to my channel. This is Reburying with DVD. How you doing? In honor of Mother Wendy. Now let me just give a shout out to my subs. Guys, the video that I did on last week's episode for Love and Marriage DC is actually my highest viewed video ever since I started my YouTube channel. The first video that I did on Love and Marriage DC, I have 47 views. Check out the playlist. I have a whole playlist of Love and Marriage DC. One, I think, had like 32. The one that's labeled Sassy. One maybe, the most I've ever gotten was like maybe 100 or something. But we never know how the viewers are going to come in to a video with these recaps, right? I get most of my views from my Piping Hot Tea segment. Go check those out as well. So imagine my surprise that I got so many views. First of all, on a lackluster season, it's giving hate and misery all up and through. And then to actually recap Carlos' highest rated show, which is Love and Marriage Huntsville, and I've never eclipsed 1,000 views with Love and Marriage Huntsville other than me doing the Piping Hot Tea on Love and Marriage Huntsville. My recaps, maybe I've gotten a couple hundred views on those, but never above 1,000. I just want to show you my appreciation. I'm not sure what I did differently on that video versus all the rest of them, but you came in, you supported, and I definitely appreciate that. I don't know if this video will get that because I'm only giving what they're giving on the show. And like I said, and what they're giving is a whole lot of hate and misery. I love the cast. I love all of the cast, right? I love the Duncans. I love the Tylers. I love some a little bit more than others. Winter was actually my favorite. Then, of course, Ashley. But Ashley and Winter were my favorites for different reasons. Ashley, because of her bluntness and honesty, okay? That's something that I am, so attract. Sometimes like attract likes, right? But it's cracks in what I'm seeing between Winter and Ashley now. Doesn't change my views of them at all. I'm just saying from my perspective, looking at them on the after shows and then looking at them on the actual show, I'm just saying, whereas Winter was like the victim of Ashley's mean girl attacks, and then now, her being a friend to Ashley. And like I said, I'm glad they mended their relationship. But Arena cannot talk, okay? Now I like Arena. That's the true gutter Barbie, okay? But at the same time, Arena is not feeling this relationship between Winter and Ashley because she thinks it is forced due to her relationship with Joy. And when I say hate and misery, boom, there you go. Just a whole lot of high school. I'm seeing it more out of Ashley than anybody. I have to say that. I'm giving my honest commentary. And with her, and I tweeted this to Ashley, directly to Ashley. I told her, I said, like, when you're tweeting and people on the cast, even Sherelle, has told you to get off of Twitter, you're not really receptive to it. Girl, you grown, do what you want to do. But You're not receptive to the criticism either. You can't defend yourself to thousands of people. Not in the way that you're trying to. You could tweet about the show, and this is just, like I said, me giving commentary. You tweet about the show. Yes, do your YouTube videos about the show. But you're coming off on Twitter as very unlikable. They didn't show this. They didn't show that. They didn't show this. They didn't show that. It's not gelling with the people. It's not. It's not gelling with the people. Okay? Now, I'm gonna, I always watch the episodes first. Then I do my commentary, watching the episode again while I'm doing my commentary. I'm going to skip right on through a whole lot of stuff during the episode today. But I want to point out that as a mental health worker, and I always say former, but, when you specialize in mental health and you specialize in psychology and social work and all those sister fields, sociology, all those sister fields, no matter what you do in life, it always stays with you. And that always will resonate with me, with Jamie, because we work as social workers, we worked very closely with law enforcement. We even are court mandated reporters together, okay, in protecting the children of America, okay? So I will always, with him, coming out and having his mental health being shown on TV and how he's being challenged and admitting that, he's drinking more and having all of these issues that come up with that job, I see it for what it is. I understand it. Jamie has always been a bit of a bully to me in his marriage. Okay? I will say that. And we have growth, okay? And just from this show, back in the day, it appears to me that he is growing throughout this season, especially being a grown man and having a group therapy session with other cops. As a matter of fact, I wish that our supervisors, they gave us mental health days at DHS. Yes, they're like, okay, well, you burnt out, you've been in the field, it's hard, it's rough, you're seeing all these things that, and like I said, Jamie had a GUN for protection. The only GUN we had as protection is the backup from various cops. Other than that, social workers are going out into the field unprotected. I wish that would change, but we want to make the clients and the potential clients feel comfortable. So when I say we're unprotected, we were unprotected. Nothing but a pen and a pad. And some of the worst conditions you could ever want to imagine. So the cops had a little leg on us right there, because in what they consider non-threatening situations, we couldn't even bring law enforcement with us. And you interviewing someone about their children and about their parenting style with their children, that could escalate quickly. I'm talking about all those times that I went to homes without law enforcement by myself. Okay? But that's when I think about it, and I'm like, Jamie, when I think about it, it just amazes me how, the skill set that you develop helps you relate to them, relate to the families the way we did, but it didn't always work out that way. Didn't always work out that way. I was in a home one time. I know I tell these stories a lot. In a home one time, I'm in Mississippi, rural Mississippi, black woman, went to a home, trailer park, deep in the woods, had no clue that somebody could possibly live like that. Went into the home, Went into the home, had the conversation with the family about, um, you know, the parenting style, the way they were sending the children to school. I'm sitting there in the home and getting ready to wrap up. And when I'm getting ready to wrap up, I saw these things that I didn't see. And this is the eye of a social worker, right? I saw these things that I didn't see upon the initial interview. And then the next thing I know, all these family members, and you will be surprised. And it was like, the stereotype that you give Mexicans on the number of people that actually live in a home. So surprisingly, it was way more people. I was talking to the mother. Then out comes this one dirty little Caucasian gentleman. I mean, extremely dirty, face dirty, everything. Like he had just been rolling around in mud, right? He comes out. And then, I suppose this is a brother cousin or something, right? Because I'm in wrong turn at this point. If you know, you know. And I'm making my exit because, once we get that feeling, we're supposed to leave, right? But I know I'm having to protect this child because I'm seeing that the conditions are rapidly deteriorating before my eyes. They had the front of the home looking a certain way. Then upon my inspection, it started looking different, right? Then I'm seeing more and more people living there. And, when you have a whole lot of people living in a home where a child has been reported that their living conditions are not up to par, I was getting ready to leave like, okay, well, I'm going to chalk this up to them being unfortunate and poor, right? And then I had to reevaluate. I told them I was leaving. But like I said, I'm having to protect the child. I had to literally sit out in my car for about 20 minutes in this very, very wooded area. Cell phone service, sketchy, but I'm knowing I have to protect this child, right? So I called my most trusted law enforcement sheriff that always came through for me, no matter what or whatever condition I was in. He always came through for my protection. Remember, I don't have anything to protect me. These people literally sick their dogs on me. Okay? So he came to protect me. R.I.P. He's no longer with us. But I said all that to say I can understand the conditions that he felt like he was in, and I relate to him on a mental health level. I wish now at this point that they provide the same type of aftercare for social workers when we leave, because those things or those memories, they stay with you. So I feel Jamie on that, and I just have to give a shout out to Jamie for being able to go and sit in front of a therapist and express his opinion. I hope and his thoughts and feelings in that group. And I just hope that, he continues. But as we're on that, and I believe that even opened up the episode, we're going to talk about that a little bit more. Let's go into the episode on that. Enough with my personal stuff. Okay, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell button so you can be notified when I upload a video. So, continuing on with Jamie, some of the guys in there were talking about how, they it's still messing with them mentally, still messing with their home life. Jamie talks about how, he tried his best to separate being a father from being a cop, and then it will come back to him what he actually saw out in the field. So, and then he was sometimes parent the way he was a cop, because Arena often gave him the responsibility of taking care of little Jamie when little Jamie had issues. Now, before I continue with that, I know they had to also parent. I believe the child's name is Jason. The one with the disability. I'm not sure, but with Jason, it seems that it was more so of Raina being nurturing with Jason, and she just really didn't know how to be as nurturing with Lil Jamie, because Lil Jamie, he took a different path. And it often happens like that because, again, when I do these recaps, I know I can relate to what is actually happening with these families, because for the simple fact, and that's why I don't like for reality TV to veer too far off from reality, because my sister is actually in the same predicament. She has a child that is, and when I first started watching this related to me very personally. She has a child that's, equal, even in this small town, to Lil Jamie. As I was saying, my sister is definitely in that situation. She has one child with a disability, and then she has one child. So she's on that same spectrum as the Tyler family. So when I saw this family dynamic, I immediately thought of my sister. I even called her and told her, I said, Jamie reminds me of your husband. Little Jamie reminds me of my nephew, my oldest nephew. And Jason reminds me of my baby nephew, who is like the sweetest, kindest person you ever want to meet. And then you have this other child that you've done everything for, and then they take a different path. And that's why it irritates me so much because I know personally, when I know my sister and her husband have done everything they can for my nephew. But when I see people say, well, let's blame the parent. They didn't do enough. They didn't spank him. They didn't give him time out, or whatever disciplinary action that was supposed to have a child turn out to be perfect or not involved in gangs and violence and crimes and stuff like that. It didn't work for him. I know that. I know my nephew was provided with the best life. I know this, okay? I saw it with my own 2 big eyeballs, okay? So, said all that to say, these cops are sitting in there discussing their experiences. Jamie keeps having this reoccurring dream. I wouldn't recommend therapy for this reoccurring dream about the GUN locking and then him not being able to protect himself. I would say go to maybe a hypnotist or somebody who could interpret dreams for that. I don't think that was her area, but wonderful, wonderful therapist that he went to see. And I felt so much pain for the woman detective that was in there who decided not to have children because of her lifestyle, because she knew she couldn't distinguish motherhood from being a cop. But most of the lady cops that's around here, most of them had children prior to them becoming cops. So, that might have been something that she might have wanted to consider. But, she took a different path and is not a mother. But in a way, I could tell that that's not something that she didn't want. I love women who are able to say, I don't want kids, and mean they don't want kids, a la Tracy Ellis Ross, who plays the best mother on TV, right? But, she's confident in it, saying that she doesn't want children. But this lady, I didn't see that same confidence, okay? But that's neither here nor there. Okay, so then we get to the ladies. The ladies. And I love it, right? They go to this paint and sip thing, and this is Ashley's way of relax, relating, and release. And I enjoyed it. Now, I'm not sure if the paint and sip was prior to Joy and Winter meeting, but I'm going to talk about the paint and sip and how I enjoyed that. Not too much to tell about that except for, the meeting with Joy happened before. So I'm going to integrate that. Just seeing Winter call Clifton and Joy the Cliftons, I knew right then that was something that was going to appear to the audience to be two-faced. because you are forming a relationship with Joy and it was a good relationship. You're not telling the audience about Usha's perceived attraction to Joy. Now, let me say this behind the scenes, and not just with Color Me Pink, because I saw that video with Color Me Pink talking about how Winter kind of found out about Usha and Joy's, indirect relationship, him auditioning for Ready to Love, not making it, and Joy was supposed to be his connection. Usha wouldn't have made it. He's not really TV material to me. But that's neither here nor there. I'll just say this. I kind of figured it out when Winter was tweeted. I was like, what is she trying to say? I mean, she said this tweet way last year when I was still following her, wishing for the show to come back. She made this tweet that said, I got something for that big hip heifer. And I was thinking that she was talking about Sherelle. And she told me, she tweeted back to me, you'll see when the episodes air. You just have to wait and see. Had no idea she was talking about big hip Usha. Now, Usha does have lady hips now. So she has to be talking about him, right? So we don't know as the audience unless we took a deep dive like I did and then watching Color Me Pink's video, shout out to her, about him crushing on Joy. I just thought in my mind, without even seeing the video, I said, oh, I see. What reason? Now, I didn't agree with Winter not allowing him to have his own opinion. But I did say the red flag did go up. And this is me doing this before, like I said, seeing the video. The red flag did go up. And I was like, why would he take up for Joy? You don't have any reason to take up for Joy. Black is your friend. You don't believe that, allegedly, that Black had any reason to have beef with Joy. So why would you take up for Joy? It made zero sense in the grand scheme of things. But it really did. Also, a lot of Ashley's emotional turmoil is coming from her abandonment by her mother. And then, excuse me, when she gives her mother the criticism that she duly deserves. You can't criticize your parents, people. She's mad at her. How can you be mad at a child letting you know that she felt abandoned by you when you left her at 14, 15, 16? A child. Oh, you had it, girl. You were responsible. Girl, nobody is responsible. These millennials, like the children of Gen X. We were abandoned and appreciated. all, what is it, keyhole kids, key latch kids, door latch kids, whatever it's called. That was all of us, especially on the street that I live on, but we took care of each other as well. But that's neither here nor there. I can definitely empathize with Ashley and her mother issues. It's quite sad to watch, actually. Now, Usha and Winter. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on it. It's showing the deep cracks that's coming into this relationship. And now we're seeing why they departed from each other, which was definitely very, very necessary. Usha being a half Muslim and this girl being super, super churchy and super religious and anti-anything Christian. I see a lot of half Muslims, as I was going through my transition out of religion. Excuse me. I told you the allergies are allerging. But as I was going through my transition of religion, I went through various religions. And to note, our Muslims read from the Bible. They just don't consider Jesus as a divine being, as a God. And no Muslim religion believes that, but Arab Muslims very rarely read from the Bible. Our Muslims read biblical references all the time, especially when they're trying to convert you. I'm just keeping it 100. Okay? So he can be a half Muslim. And if I'm not mistaken, a couple of Muslims came to our Masonic temple. Yes, I'm an Eastern Star as well. Child, I have done it all. Okay? But they came to our Masonic temple. I believe Farrakhan was there. I know Dr. Dick Gregory was there, and Dr. Ben Chavis. I want to say that's his name. Don't quote me on it. But anyway, these guys were at our temple. And I want to say Ben Chavis is also half Muslim, half Christian, half Muslim, because, he was a preacher first. So I didn't see anything wrong with that. But I do, let me say, in Winter's defense, I do see where, she could see that as a red flag of somebody who's an uber Christian. Now, I don't want to talk about anything else. I don't remember anything else. Let's get to the sit down with Joy. Joy Ashley, because this is what we all been waiting for either way. I believe Joy discussed it with Clifton first. Of course, she discussed it with Marina first. They had to sit down. Joy's receptive. They both apologized to each other. Things go awry with Ashley. I am so very, very disappointed in Ashley because I don't like Joy. When I say I don't like Joy, I like the cast. But when I say I don't like Joy, I think she's very no nonsense. And it comes off cold. Right? Now, even though we say Ashley is a mean girl, she's not cold. Ashley is very, very, very emotional. Extremely emotional. That's why I'm seeing water signs. She may not be a Scorpio, but I'm definitely seeing water signs. By the way, Ashley is getting prepared to have an event about her book. But, like I said, what's more important is to sit down, right? In my opinion. And Joy is apologizing and seeming sincere. But like I said, to me, she seemed like a very, very cold woman, especially to women. And her job to me is what I see is to cater to men with the exception of black. And where things go awry, like I said, is with Ashley. Ashley brings up Clifton. These women have come to the end of the road. It's looking good. And here we go with the bullshit, right? Well, he looks at me. And he's very intimidating. And I've fought men bigger than Cliff. That doesn't intimidate me. Why did you go? Wrong road, Ashley. Wrong damn road. Why did you veer off the fork at this moment? And then she's tweeting, and I'm seeing the tweets. I'm watching the show, seeing her tweet, and then she's tweeting about this whole scene, about her telling Joy about her man and how he looks at her and how he intimidates her, and nobody is seeing it. But she's saying that these things, every time she's in the room with him, it happens. It's not you, it's your husband. And Joy's going to sit there looking like, what has he done to you? Was it the lean in? Because we're all thinking it's the lean in. Because she has gone from all the way from that. I'm a mean girl. I know mean girls. And Clifton is definitely what I view as a mean girl. Very bitchy. And there we go with the bitchy thing again. That wasn't the time or the place. You don't do that, in my opinion, and as a former mental health worker, you just don't do that when you're at the point of being contrite. You took all of that away, and you took all of that off the table when you brought up somebody and something that had nothing to do with what you were talking about. Yes, you can say, it's your husband that is the problem with me and you. But me and you, at this point, we have resolved our issue. You messed that up. I'm just keeping it 100. From what I saw. Okay? Now, just some more behind the scenes piping hot tea. I did find out that, through the tweets and Twitter, that Carlos also tweeted that it was not the Tylers and the Pettys who blocked Black and Sharella from being on the show. Now, like I said, according to Sharella, the contract stated that she was full cast, and I don't know, they may have said they didn't block it, but by appearance sake, it does appear that way. Carlos, I'm just keeping it real. It does appear that the Pettys had a lot to do with the Duncans not appearing on the show as much, and all those scenes that they say they filmed being cut out because Joy did not want to film with Black. Now, you can't deny that. I mean, she said it a million times. She don't want to be in the same room with Black. And Black is a liar, and this, that, and the third, and he's a zebra and a horse and carriage and all this foolishness. The way Joy was using those metaphors made her look a damn fool. Okay? I'm just keeping it 110. And that's why I think you all like my Love and Marriage DC commentary. Because, yes, it is very hard to review. But, yes, I'm trying to hold it. I'm trying to hold it together because like I said, I love the cast. Some more than others. Some test my nerves a little bit more than others, but at the same time, this had all the makings of being a good show. The Hate and Misery has, rotted the show from the, should I say like from the head down. And you take with that what you will. Who is the head? Okay? As Miss Evelyn said, I ain't no damn rotten fish. But you tell me who you think the head is. Who do you think I'm talking about when I said that this show has rotted from the head down? Is it the Pettys? Is it the Tylers? Is it the, what's Ashley and Quick's name? The Silvers? Is it the Duncans? Is it Winter as a single person? And Usha as the paramour? Or is it the king of entertainment, Carlos, the king? And with that, I'm going to close. How you doing? I'm going to close. And as I do when I close, I'm going to chunk them up. Deuces. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell button so you can be notified when I upload a video. And I mean all of my videos. Come on in and see my very detailed and intelligent commentary on the on-set video about, the docuseries about Dan Schneider and Nickelodeon. Like I said, as I do when I'm closed, chuck them up. Deuces. Come on in. Still commercial-free entertainment over here. But as my views are going up with Love and Marriage DC, and may no longer be.